Hi students, today is Tuesday, May 26th, 2020 or 2020. I hope you all had a great 3-day weekend. Now let's get started with our assignments. So first of all, for reading, there's a slight change. We added this read independently for 20 minutes. Please make sure that you are still finding some time to read independently. We used to do lots of independent reading in the classroom, and so I would very much like it if you were still doing that either out of your book bag, other books you have at home, books on Epic, if you're on Raz Kids, using Raz Kids, and if you have maybe Kindle books or wherever you get your books from, just make sure that you are practicing doing independent reading. You're practicing those spelling patterns that you are practicing every week to help you sound out words. So I just wanted to give you that reminder. Also, you're going to see this video here. Please watch this video because this is normally something you would get to watch on a Monday, but this is going to be very helpful for you for the grammar pages for the rest of the week. Okay, so now let's get started with the reading instructions. So here we go. We're starting a new unit, Unit 9. You're going to click on this link here. It's going to take you to the unit opener video. And let's click on that. I've already signed in today. So just make sure that if it asks you to sign in with Google. And so our new unit is we use goods and services. So this video is gonna just talk a little bit about what goods are and what services are. After that, you are going to listen or read from dairy to farm. Again, you can click on this link. I actually already have it open, so I'm gonna go over here. And you can try to read this. You can put the auto button on and click play and have it listen to this as well. If you turn the page, it's only those 4 pages. So it starts on page 34 and then it ends on page 37. Now just so you have some kind of context and you know what book this is, when you first open it up, it's going to open up as this. And then I like to use the caret here to then scroll to find the page that I want. And so that was page 34. After you listen to or read this, you're going to be answering these questions here. So it gives you the page numbers so you know what you can reference. Page 34, how do dairy farmers milk cows? Page 35, what happens to the milk at the processing plant? Also page 35, why is the milk heated? Page 36, why do milk bottles and cartons have dates on them? And page 37, lastly, where does the milk arrive? Great, let's go back to our student-friendly schedule. Okay, so for writing, you're gonna retell the key details from the text from Dairy Farm to You, so the one you just read, and you're gonna do this using your own words. So if you're retelling the key details, this is a nonfiction text. You don't really need to say first, next, then last. You can if you want, but really go back through the book and just think about what was important and start from the beginning. That's important because this is a process that they're telling you about. Okay, so for grammar, you are going to click on this link. It will take you to your Tuesday grammar pages. Let's open those up. And you are working on expand simple sentences. So sometimes in the classroom we talk about kind of like stretching a sentence out, adding more to it to make it more interesting. That's what you're doing here. You're giving a little bit more of an explanation in your sentences. So simple sentences are statements with a single subject and a verb or action word. You can expand simple sentences by adding details or extra information to them. For example, this is a very simple sentence. I like to read. Well, tell me more about what you like to read. I like to read books about horses. You can even add more to that. I like to read books about Clydesdale horses or miniature horses. So you could add even more. So down here, they've just got some extra details for you to add to these sentences. So you choose a detail from the box to expand the simple sentence and you write it on the line. If you're not printing these pages out, you can just write it on any old scratch piece of paper. So number 1, we visited, okay, and then you have to pick one of these options. A cow, we visited a fresh milk, we visited after milking, we visited a farm, we visited to the barn. So pick which one you think is going to make the most sense. All right, I'm going to read the rest of just the beginning parts of these sentences to you. Number 2, the farmer took us. Number 3, we milked. Number 4, we washed our hands. Number 5, we got to drink a glass. Now again, notice all of these, except for the first one, really, all of these are their own sentences. I mean, you could end them right there. But those are simple sentences, so we're adding more detail to these, and we're using what's here in the box to give the person who would be reading this more context and understanding of what happened. Okay, let's come down here. So now you're going to be listening to this video that talks about this OU and OW. The sound that they make is ow. And you're going to use on the worksheet, you're going to use these words that are in the box here: cloud, frown, pound, couch, gown, and town. And you're just going to match them to these pictures here. And then you're going to write a sentence using one of the words that have the ow sound. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at these pictures, match those words that I just read to you, and then try to write a sentence using one of those words. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's talk about math. So you are going to go to Google Classroom. You are going to go to your math assignments, and you're going to click on the video so you can watch the 10-4 video. Then after that, you can take a look at the student page, and you can take a look at the worksheets. There's also a game that you are welcome to do. And today, for the extension, because you're going to be working on mental math, we felt that doing some reflex math practice would be the best extension for you for today. So use that as your extension. If you want to keep listening to the video and hear me read all the problems for the student page, the worksheet, and then give the game directions, go ahead and keep listening. Or if you don't want to, then go ahead and stop the video now. Okay, let's take a look at the student page. So this is the page you would have gotten in the classroom. So you can follow along with the video and do this first page. You could also make up your own problems. And again, in the video, it's going to talk to you about how they kind of want you to think about adding tens. Okay, so on the inside, it kind of gives you a reminder of what the video tells you. So it says you've used different ways to add tens. You can also use mental math to add tens, to find 23 plus 10. And so it talks about how can I add math mentally. So then our little zebra says adding tens changes only the tens digits. So we talked about that last week. So that ones place is going to stay the same. So really, the only thing you're adding when you're adding tens is just that tens digit. So you don't even have to think about what happens to that ones digit because it's going to stay the same. You can also picture these tens cubes. If you can picture a hundreds chart, you can do that as well. But I think thinking of how just the tens place changes, that's going to be I think the quickest way for you to solve these problems. Okay, so for number 1, 2, it says add using mental math and use the models if you need it. This gives you a visual. So the first one was done for you, 25 plus 30 equals 55. Your job for number 2 is to figure out what number is being represented here, and then you need to add 10 to it. Again, you're going to write this down, but you're going to try to solve it just thinking about it in your head. For number 3, 4, 5, and 6, you can draw models if you want to, but try first to add these mentally. One thing I would do is I would take this 20 and I would put it underneath the 58. The same thing for the rest of these. I would write them vertically, just so that's how I picture it. Because again, only the tens place is changing. So the 5 and the 2 is really the only thing you're adding together. And same thing here for 4. So 2 4s you're adding together. And here are the 2 3s, and here are the 7 and the 1. So try to think of it that way. Let's look at the do you understand section. Explain how you can use mental math to add 10 to 47. So you can explain that out loud. You can write it down as an extension. So try to put it in your own words. Okay, so numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, that's all the same as what I explained over here for 1 through 6. So go ahead and just continue with some more practice. The algebra section says the sum on one side of the equal sign is 59. Find the missing numbers. Okay, so 30 plus blank equals the same thing. So you need to figure out what the missing number is. So it's saying that the sum on one side of the equal sign is 59. So you need to make whatever number you put here when added to 30 equal 59. Again, think about some mental math. Think about how only the tens place is going to change. So use those strategies. Okay, so I always like the journal, so let's pop down to the journal first. Number 16, think of a 2-digit number. Explain how you would add 10 to your number. Then complete the number sentence to show your addition. Okay, do you want to do number 14 and 15? I will read those. Rita has 18 stickers. Maria has 20 stickers. How many stickers do they have in all? Number 15, Joe has 14 marbles. His brother gives him 30 marbles. How many marbles does Joe have in all? All right, let's go back to our student-friendly schedule. You also have some worksheets. These should be inside of your math practice book as well. We have the reteaching and we have the practice sheet. I was not able to get the Spanish versions for some reason. This week the website was not working, so I do apologize that those are not there. So this is just reviewing mental math, and so you've got problems 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 that you're just looking at the models, you're trying to visualize it in your head, and you're adding these numbers. So I will let you do those. Same thing over here, it says add using mental math, use the models if you need to. So again, you're just going to try your hardest to either visualize this, or like I said, I like to visualize the numbers lined up vertically, and keep in mind the tens places what changes is what you're adding to. I'm going to read number 7, 8, and 9 to you. Number 7, Tanner has 50 star stickers. She has 17 rainbow stickers. How many stickers does Tanner have in all? Number 8, Darren has 27 basketball stickers. He has 30 football stickers. How many stickers does Darren have in all? And number 9, algebra. Write the missing numbers that make these number sentences true. Okay, let's go back over here. And for the game today, if you would like to play it, you are going to need to have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can put them in a bag if you want. You can just turn them upside down. You don't need to have 18 red squares. If you print this out, you can just have something that you can cover these up with. It doesn't have to be red squares. If you can get a paper clip, get a paper clip. And if you're printing this out, try to have one game board for each player. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place the paper clip below one of these numbers. Doesn't have to be a paper clip, it could be anything. Pick a tile and put it here and add the tens. So again, you're picking a tile, which are these numbers, out of a bag, or if you have them just stacked, that's fine too. Pick one there. You're going to put that here, okay? And then you're just going to add the tens, okay? So if you have the number 25 and you pick the number 3, then you're going to add to the tens place. So 25 plus 30 would be 55. So then you get to cover up where you see the number 55. Okay. So to win, you have to be the first player to cover 4 corners. All right, and that's how you play that game. And then again, if for an extension, you can do reflex math. All right, students, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in another video.